Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Gary A. Swaley, and you're now listening to episode 86 of the Co-op podcast on thecoalition.com. And Richard Bailey isn't here yet, but he'll be joining in later on in the show. You know, he had some things to do, some very important things to do. But right here with me, we got Charles. What's up, Charles?
Hello. I'm glad to be here. The topics look very interesting, and I'm pretty sure it's going to get really heated. I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be an interesting show. We've also got Austin Conway. What's up, Austin?
Thanks for having me back, Gary. It's gonna be interesting to see, the talking points. I don't know if it'll get super heated that I think I disagree with, but no, it'll be nice. It's always good. Post Gamescom talks are always good. Thanks for having me back, by the way.
Oh, it's our pleasure, man. We had to have you back. You always provide good discussion for us. Before we jump into the topics, let's talk about what we've been playing. Now, me personally, I haven't played much. It's been a busy week, but I did play some Nosgoth. I'm in the Nosgoth beta, and I actually, because I bought a Humble Bundle, I became like a founder of the game, which basically means you bought into the game. And, you get bonuses and perks and stuff. I think you get early access to the actual game when it comes out or something. But the game is cool. I'm really having fun with it now. I'm getting a lot better at it. I mean, there's not really that much to it. It's just, vampires versus humans. And I'd probably compare it to something like Left 4 Dead. It's like a type of game where you can just shut off and enjoy it. Like, you don't have to think too hard. It's just killing people, it's a slaughterfest. But it's really fun, so I definitely recommend trying it out. I think it's in open beta now, so yeah, make sure you check it out, guys. Yeah, what's up, Charles?
I have been playing the Banner Saga factions, the multiplayer version of Banner Saga, and getting my ass handed to me. A little bit of League of Legends. That's it. I actually haven't been able to play very much in the last week. It's just been really, really busy. But I'm looking forward to playing a lot more in the coming days.
Okay. And Austin, how about you? What have you been playing recently?
I finished up The Last of Us recently, the remastered run. I did Left Behind. I had not played the standalone content, which is Left Behind before. There was PET, which I downloaded and got to do, and that was... That was pretty freaky, even with the lights on. It was. I hope the next Silent Hill can maintain that type of suspense. It'll be something great.
Yeah, I'm a chicken shit, so I watched somebody else play it on YouTube, and it was pretty. Is Mike trying to talk, but we can't understand him?
Is he? Michael, are you there?
I'm here. I didn't say anything. I was just listening to you guys.
Oh, my bad. I watched the entire walkthrough of it, and I agree. It's pretty intense. With the way that it's structured, I don't think they'll be able to keep that level of suspense for it, because I'm pretty sure that the full game is not first person, which lends to the intensity a lot. But with Del Toro and Kojima and Reedus as the lead, I think it's going to be a really good game.
Hopefully.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how it turns out with, Kojima's influence and everything. That's actually one of our topics later, so, we'll get into it. But Michael A., how are you and what have you been playing?
Yeah, apologies for the technical issues. I'm not a regular Google Chrome user, so I had some issues. But I'm doing well, man. It's good to be back. Missed out last week because I was in the gym. I missed time when I was supposed to be in the gym. But yeah, this should be a good week. Lots of interesting things to say. Lots of fanboy tears, and I'm looking forward to laughing at them for their inconsistencies. But other than that, lots of good news will actually come too. So it's going to be a fun time in gaming. We got a bunch of hot releases on. They'll come up real soon. So yeah. And I guess you guys already spoke about what you guys played, right?
Yeah. You go ahead and give us your...
I've only been playing Battlefield. That's it.
Hey, can't go wrong there. Did you see the new Battlefield Hardline footage?
Honestly,
Gamescom?
Yeah, I don't care. I mean, it's not that the game is bad. I just don't want to play it. I want to play Battlefield 4.
Yeah, I mean, how is Battlefield 4 now? Is it like?
It's a lot better than it used to be. Like, it's way like if this is how the game had launched, honestly, people would have this game would be. This is what everyone would be playing. But unfortunately, when you skimp on Q&A,
I've been playing a lot of.
you lose out basically.
Oh yeah, I need to jump back into Battlefield 4 as well. See how it is. What's that, Austin?
I was just gonna say I've been playing a lot of Obliteration in Battlefield 4 recently. It's definitely gotten a lot better. Michael's speaking that truth fact.
Yep. Okay.
I spend most of my time now just trying to unlock guns and stuff. So like, because I already have a lot of the guns that are good, and I have them all like they're all their unlocks and stuff. But like, I'm trying to play through. I'm trying to use the garbage guns to get all the unlocks just because I want them, and then I'm trying to unlock all the new DLC because I got premium. Last week when I finally walked in and said, "Let me just get this Xbox One real quick," so I got premium because it was on sale for $30. So I was like, "Oh, sure, I'll get that then." And now I have a ton. I've been trying to get the F2000. The F2000 unlock is so stupid because I hate Metro.
You like the Xbox One?
I'm liking it so far. Yeah, honestly, I'm really liking it. Now I just need to get a Wii U so I can get all those Wii U games I want, and then I'll be good for a while. Especially since it's been released that there's no footage or mention of The Last Guardian at TGS, so that game might be dead.
Wait, when is TGS?
Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah, when is it?
It's September, like 20...
September. Yeah, end of September.
So did they release the lineup already or something?
It's somebody, like Kotaku and other sites were posting out that it's been confirmed that The Last Guardian is also.
Shuhei Yoshida said it, but he's also trolled people in the past. I don't know.
I'm hoping it's a troll. I want that to be a glorious troll so that I can sit there and say, well, time to go get a PS4. So I'm hoping, because I mean, go ahead.
In your case, why don't you just hold off and like go get it the night The Last Guardian comes out? Be like, I'm here to buy the console and the game. Because I mean,
that makes sense. But I mean, if they just give me a release date, a set in stone release date, I'll get the PS4. I won't even have to wait that long. Because there's other games on the PS4 I want to try. Like I want to play Resogun a lot more. Like I want, that might be it actually. No, I want to give. They actually have a release date for Drive Club. I'll give Drive Club a try to see how it compares to Forza Horizon 2. That might be it for this year, actually.
Yeah, and I know. Obviously, there are Europeans representing, but I was a little disappointed to hear that Forza Horizon 2 said. I think it's European based. I know the original rumors were it's supposed to be like southeastern United States and the bayous and
no, it was always in Europe.
You know, going through.
It was always said.
No, like there were early rumors ahead of time when all those leaks originally came out that placed southeastern USA. But I mean, it makes sense. The first one was
the first one was in Colorado, and they said that they wanted to do Spain mainly, and they just chose to do all of like southern Europe.
Well, I mean, I get that. I see how it works in the long run, but there was talk very, early on through the grapevine. I think it came down when, all these other, Master Chief Collection were nails on the head, talking about how, and it might just be empty rumor, but I fell in love with the idea that you'd be going through like Louisiana or, the bayous or maybe the, Georgia peach fields.
Well, hey, there's always Forza Horizon 3.
That's true.
Honestly, if that's Forza Horizon 3, I just wouldn't buy it. I'm not trying to drive through swamps.
Or you can just play the crew.
I could play the crew. The crew looks great.
Yeah, the crew
looks better than I thought.
The crew is looking better than I agree.
And
I'll know better when the beta comes out. I'm going to be in it. So
I watched the latest trailer, and it definitely looked a lot more interesting than it had been. I think I've shared how I felt about it for a while, but they actually showed a lot of the different modes, and it actually looks like it can be fun.
Yep, I agree.
Yep. And speaking of trailers, there was many trailers released this week from Gamescom. So let's get into some of the news and some things we saw. Yeah, that was a bad way out of.
Yes, you already.
Let's go.
No, I'm not even talking. I forgive the segue just because of the Gamescom trailer. There's one in particular I want to talk about because it honestly, I almost shed a tear how beautiful it was. I'd never seen that in a video game, but like that. Just go on. Sorry, I'm getting distracted.
Oh,
I don't even know. I don't even know what he's talking about now.
I'm
I'm not
intrigued.
sure.
Do you want to go ahead and talk about it now? Because I'm
Yeah, you
No,
go first.
no. I don't
want
want to. I don't want to derail. Let's stick to the schedule. You guys,
right.
Gary's done, not me. So
All right, well, I'll ask you later. But, the first topic we have on the list is Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes. I mean, well, not Ground Zeroes, but Metal Gear Solid 5 in general, it's moving to the PC. And, it's coming to Steam, finally. This is big news, especially for PC gamers like myself. And, I mean, does this news show that the PC is becoming more of a serious platform in gaming and, one to really, a platform that you can't ignore, even if you're a console gamer? What do you think, Michael A? I know you're a PC gamer.
I don't think so. And the only reason I say that is because, I mean, the PC has always been that. Like, the PC has been the benchmark for gaming. It always has been. It always will be. Consoles are becoming more and more PC-like to try and match what you can do on a PC. The only people who don't realize that are people who only play on consoles and for some reason think console gaming is the best gaming for some reason. And that's cool if that's all you're into. But, like, I mean, objectively speaking, like, nah, PC is where it's at. So hearing that a game like Metal Gear Solid is coming over, that's huge, actually, because the only one of the main benefits a lot of people on console could bring up was the fact that there's a lot of IPs that just never touched PC before because of licensing issues and whatnot and what for. And this is big because if a game is big, if a franchise is huge as Metal Gear Solid can come over to PC because they see the benefits of it, like, I don't think this will be the last game we see this happen with. You can expect to see more games doing this.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing a lot of the big IPs moving over to PC now. And,
Yeah.
I think that's very telling. I mean, like you said, the PC has always been a superior platform in gaming, just because of the technology. It's an advanced platform. But there was a time where it was kind of looked down upon to be like a PC gamer and everything. But
now
you're right. in 2014, I think, it's getting much more respect as a platform, especially with all the sales and everything. I think people are starting to become more drawn to the PC platform. What do you think about it, Austin? Because I know you play on consoles mainly.
I mean, I think for the most part, is this the first time any game has ever been like on the PC from that series? Was there ever any?
This is the first one Metal Gear Solid.
This is the first one, I believe.
Was Rising just consoles as well?
Yes.
Oh no, Rising is actually on PC as well, but I don't consider that a Metal Gear Solid game.
No, it's not. Me neither.
I mean, wait. Wasn't the first one? I remember back in the day, wasn't the first Metal Gear Solid on PC?
It was on the NSX, which is basically a console. The very, very first one was on the NSX.
Well, no, I'm talking like I just brought up my Amazon page and it had Metal Gear Solid PC and it was it was the PS1 game, just on PC.
Oh, really?
PS1 one. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know.
So I mean, like, I think for the most part, I mean, personally, I think the big news was always, I don't know. I mean, objectively, it's great that more people can play things. But in terms of, I guess, maybe this being a big shock to people, I don't know. For me, I think nothing will ever top. I know you don't consider it kind of a Metal Gear Solid game, but for me, nothing will ever be able to top, Rising being at the Xbox One press conference all those E3s ago, and a lot of people, that was a moment they're like, oh, well, it's been taken away from one console. Not that I kind of have an opinion in that one way or the other, but I just think it's not as big a news as as someone who does kind of primarily focus on consoles. I guess all I can say is really good, so more people can play it. This definitely looks like it's the most ambitious one so far.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really consider it like a megaton announcement or anything. I just kind of feel like it's telling that, a lot of publishers are taking more notice of the PC platform, and it must be because, the amount of gamers on the platform is rising significantly, for them to pay attention. So that's the only reason I wanted to discuss it.
I think there's definitely, I think in regards to PC market, and I'm not a PC guy, but obviously there's strength and power there. I think personally, from maybe a publishing standpoint, the notion is the real money will always kind of be made on consoles. Just because, you don't have humble bundles. You don't have Steam. You don't have stories like Randy Pitchford had with Steam of Valve just dropping, I think, Borderlands price without even consulting the guys at Gearbox, and I know that caused a rift all those years ago. And I think from a publishing standpoint, and I think one of the reasons why you still haven't seen something like Red Dead Redemption on PC is, I think there is this mindset that there's not a lot of console piracy, and I think, that there's not a lot of console deals, and I think that kind of really works. I think the person who benefits that from the most is the publisher. And I think that's why Rocksteady guys are always kind of so hesitant to put their games out. I don't know. It'd be nice. It'd be nice if we lived in a world where, for the exception of first-party exclusives, obviously, but it'd be nice if, we did kind of have this universal release for everything. But at the same time, I think every fan base has a really just bad group of fans that really, they play to the stereotype they play it up. I don't think, I don't think all Nintendo fans are the same. I don't think all Xbox fans or Sony fans or even PC fans, but I do know from a console guy perspective, it is a little tiring to get that whole PC master race rhetoric constantly showing up.
I just feel like, it's been the reason why these publishers have stuck to, the console market is because it's easier to rip people off on the console, I think.
Exactly.
The business models, it works in their favor on console.
It's a hell of a statement.
It's true. You can't get away with charging for DLC on PC like you can on consoles. You can't get away with locking out features on PC like you can on consoles, because PC gamers are smart enough that they can unlock that shit on their own anyway.
Well, I think that it's a desire for simplicity. I don't know if I'd say rip people off. I think it's an easier way to make a profit. I think that'd be maybe the best way to put it. Because
what exactly are you saying is the easier way to make a profit?
I think we know that a service like Steam has got as many pros as it does cons, and I think for the most part, but a lot of it is so. Microsoft organizes their deals, Sony organizes their deals. You have EA doing their own thing. I think you are, even on the console space, going to get more and more specific outlets for game publishers to get their games out. But I think for the most part, I don't. There's a lot more similarities than there are differences.
But that's happening. That's happening because consoles are becoming more PC-like. The Xbox and even PSN want to have a system like Steam on their consoles, because at the end of the day, even though it's easier to kind of manipulate gamers and they get extra money out of them through DLC and whatnot, the main reason they're having to do that stuff on consoles is because they use game sales. PCs don't have to worry about used game sales. Publishers get all their money from game sales, period, through Steam. So for them, that's just money in their pocket. That's why game prices come down so much faster on PC. And that's why you're seeing EA Access. That's why you're going. Don't be shocked when you see a Konami or something next, or Ubisoft does the same thing. You're going to see these companies doing these services or whatnot, and you're going to see PSN and Xbox Live become more and more Steam-like, because at the end of the day, there's more money to be made there, and you have more control of your product doing that way. The only thing slowing that down is that on consoles, people aren't used to the idea of, I don't own a disc, so therefore but I can still own a game, or I own the rights to a game and I can trade the digital rights of a game to someone. Console gamers aren't used to that yet, but they will be. It's not that far of a concept off. We're a couple generations away from that. I'd say 2, and that'll be the norm.
I'll say this. There's a few reasons why I think it's a bigger deal than Austin may think. And one is, going off of what Michael said, the consoles really, they want what Steam has. Example being Xbox wanted to do the whole always online thing. That was definitely going to be a step towards having digital-only content.
Exactly.
And a second thing is the fact that, it's going to be on Steam. in 2015, we're getting the Steam box. We, the people in this podcast, we don't necessarily have a benefit for the Steam box, but if it is promoted correctly, it will be seen as it will fix the problems people have with PC, or the perception where it's too complex. And it's too complex, and all the parts and everything are too much of a hassle to manage. That is going to be fixed with the Steam box. And Metal Gear Solid coming to Steam is, I think that's Konami understanding that their issue with piracy and all that, with everything going digital, with consoles going digital in the future and the Steam box coming out, I think they realize that that's not even going to be a factor anymore.
Yep.
And this is the beginning of these major titles going towards PC. And that's fine. I think that's going to be a big strength for the Steam box, and rightfully so, because like Mike said, actually, like you said, you said we don't get the humble bundles and all those discounts and everything. Well, we're on the way towards getting that. And like, now that I have a PC, I see what I've been missing, and I hope that consoles get to that point really soon, because I'm tired of getting ripped off.
Well, I mean, I think you got to look at it from two different perspectives. It's been a long time since I felt like I was legitimately ripped off in terms of content. And I think when you start talking about games worth it in terms of a monetary value, you always back yourself up into a pretty messy corner. I know in particular, I always couldn't stand the notion that, X game is, it would be good if it was a $20 game, or if it would be better if it was a $20 game. I remember a lot of people were saying that about Halo 3 ODST. They're like, oh, it's good, but, the reason we gave it when it's so good, it's better than 3, was it was just not a $60 game. And that's always made me wonder, okay, well, when it drops down in price, do you then revert call back on your decision? I think from a consumer perspective, it's one of those things that, yeah, it's great to, Humble Bumble's a great thing in the sense that you can pay what you want. Now, I know a lot of people who exploit that, and I know a lot of people who, kind of do with the Humble Bundle the way it's really kind of, they give to charity. They kind of utilize its original meaning. But from a publisher standpoint, not a lot of people like Valve. And I think there's many reasons, because obviously they don't want one developer to get all the power. I know, like I said, Pitchford is very irritated with Valve. I would kind of rather deal with the direct source themselves. That's why, if I'm playing on an Microsoft box, I'd rather deal with Microsoft in terms of getting my games or sales as opposed to a third party.
But I mean, same thing with much like Valve, like Sony and Microsoft are still middlemen between you and these publishers. Like, you still have to go through them to put it on these consoles. Like, if you have a problem with one of them, I mean, that's tough, but you have to go through them. And exclusives are still going to exist. So there are going to be games that you can get on Sony, games that you can get on Microsoft that you can't get on Valve, and vice versa. Like, if we want to just throw Valve up there as, like, the PC headliner, then, yeah, that's going to happen. Like, you're not going to get Uncharted on Valve. You're not going to get, I almost said Halo, but that's actually not. I don't know about. I think they still do PC versions of Halo, right?
They only did one.
They haven't for a while.
They don't make new ones. The last one they did was Halo 2.
Right. So they'll probably, shy away from doing that, but the fact remains there's still someone in between you and these developers. And I think Steam personally is supporting developers more so than the other companies.
Well, I mean, I think it's a situation of, and a lot of people were up in arms about Origin years ago. I have no problem with Origin. If I'm getting EA games, I'd rather deal with EA.
I agree with that. I agree 100% with that, actually.
Yeah.
And for the most part, Xbox Live, the marketplace is still kind of a hubbub. It is a middleman. I kind of look forward to a time when I can just play with one box. So maybe I want something PC-like in the sense that I just can go to the direct source. But I've always had problems, and this is just me being bitter. I've always had problems giving Gabe Newell more money that he doesn't really do anything with other than just sit on it. But I got problems with Valve personally. I wish they'd make some games every once in a while, but that's just me. But for the most part, I don't know. It's one of those things that, it's also a better deal for me to buy used games from GameStop, but I don't, because I'd rather see developers get the money, or by extension, publishers get the money. So. That's why I don't go to GameStop. That's why I really don't go to Valve. But that's just my opinion on it.
I don't know.
Wait,
I
the
don't
money you
equate,
give-
I don't
the
equate
money-
going to Valve and GameStop is the same thing. It's very different thing.
because the money you're giving
Pittsburgh-
Valve for games goes to the developers and publishers, especially if it's a game that's like a indie game or a smaller game. The money you give Valve goes directly to the developers.
Well, it's one of those things like Randy Pitchford himself had issue with it. He had issue with Valve constantly discounting their games when they weren't even contacting whether or not that would be allowed. And I definitely see that. You know, if I release kind of a game that's $60 and it's out for 2 weeks and Valve's like, let's sell it for $24.99, I'd be a little irritated, especially if it's selling well.
Wait, I always thought the publishers could control or have some level of control over the sales and stuff.
There's limits to that. There's like Valve Valve actually controls most of that. Because the thing is, it's like the publisher controls the price that the game normally is, but Valve can decide, oh, we're doing a sale and your game is going to be part of the sale. So for this 2 week time span or this 1 week time span, even though your game is $60, that's the price you're putting it at, we're going to sell it for $20 for a week because it's on the sale.
Yeah, that's the same setup that like any retailer has. Basically, they have a suggested price point, but they can do whatever they want.
The difference is, though, if I buy a physical copy of the game, that is then going to be replaced by another physical copy of the game, which will be ordered from the manufacturer. It's not really that way with digital code.
No, it's not at all that way with digital.
So I know that. So I know that way. You know, when I roll into GameStop and I buy a game off the shelf, yeah, I'm technically buying a game from GameStop, a new game from GameStop, but they are in turn adding another order limit for their, what they want from Rockstar or Xbox or et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
But that's also breaks into the bigger argument of I'm a physical media guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but I think in gaming, I'm a physical media guy when it comes to like movies. I mean, not movies, for music. But when it comes to film and gaming, I'm becoming less so that because with gaming, I just really hate a lot of the gaming retailers, specifically GameStop. And I understand that going digital is better for me as a gamer and consumer. So I fully embrace that. It's just my stance on it.
I think it'd be. Well, I mean, let's be honest, though, Charles, you keep fighting the good fight because, the exploitation of the music industry is terrible. I think if there's one industry in trouble, it's the music industry in terms of how it's going to handle things. But that's a different conversation.
That's a different conversation, though.
I don't know.
I'd put that on the industry itself and not on the people. The music industry has been horrible at adapting to the times.
Yes, correct.
Well, I just think for the most part, I do think it's a shame that I can go, listen to YouTube through a third party, like Dog Walker 55 just posted. Man, I'm trying to. A new artist has a new song and Dog Walker likes it. You can always just lyrics. That's a great way of getting around things. But music conversation's a different conversation. I'd feel more comfortable if Steam was its own service. I think like Randy Pitchford.
You're gonna have to let that Valve hate go.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit.
Oh man.
But yeah, I mean, going back to the original topic.
I'm just like Randy Pitchford himself. To quote exactly, okay.
There's like a delay.
He's cutting out, but he doesn't realize it.
Is it just me, or is there like a delay between Austin and
I think his whole connection is off. It's probably delayed.
I'm sorry.
Austin, can you leave and come back? Possibly. But yeah, I'm going back to the original topic, Metal Gear Solid 5. Did you guys see any of the footage of the game?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I'm very excited for the game. I was already excited. I think the cardboard stuff is a little much. But I mean, they always have their quirky. The quirky stuff is always there, but I'm down. I'm excited for the game. Like,
I understand.
I am excited.
Kind of.
Yeah, because it distinguishes them.
Metal Gear usually. It's actually. I mean, it distinguishes them, and it kind of is like it provides you a breather from the story, which is usually pretty serious and pretty like attention focused. Like you had to really focus and pay attention to understand what's going on in Metal Gear. And it's pretty, yeah. So they throw that stuff in to kind of lighten the mood here and there. That's something that maybe even like I love Splinter Cell. I like Splinter Cell. I think it's superior, but I think Metal Gear has the advantage of that because with Splinter Cell they don't do that. It's just realistic, hardline story the whole time through, and there's no breather in between.
Yeah, that's definitely one of Metal Gear Solid's strengths. You know, the different emotions attached to the game.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, that's all Kojima's work, and you know, Kojima is actually now working on a Silent Hill game. Now, I'm very ignorant when it comes to Silent Hill, so you guys are gonna have to tell me, you know, what you guys think of Kojima working on that game, and you know how you think it might benefit, or you know, possibly make the series go left field completely.
Well, I'll say this: the game already goes pretty left field in general. His involvement is just going to enhance that. Is actually, I would say, Guillermo del Toro's involvement is more indicating of the direction of the game than Kojima's involvement. And I think that we're going to get a more enhanced narrative with the game, a more interesting story. I mean, not to take shots at the old games, they're all fairly interesting, but I really think that Del Toro is going to give us a new perspective on things, and having Norman Reedus as the lead, who's the guy from Walking Dead that everyone absolutely loves, I think that's going to enhance it as well. To bring or bridging the gap between gaming and film. I mean, that's something that's been needed, that's been in the works for a while, and I think this is just going to be another display of that.
Yeah, I think the thing about it is, you guys hear me now, by the way?
Oh, yeah, we hear you. I think the delay's gone for now.
Okay, sorry. I think the thing about it is, you know, Del Toro was working on Insane with THQ. That was his horror game. I don't know if you guys remember that. It was announced many moons ago. The man obviously loves video games. He's got a passion for it. I don't know. I think, you know, I think Del Toro's got amazing. I think he's a great concept guy. He's got amazing visuals, but I think with all due respect, Charles, I think you undersell Kojima. I think the beauty behind it is, and why I do think it is a perfect marriage is Kojima with the player in the way that someone who's familiar with games can. You know, even reading the safe. That's a great balance for me. I think it's going to be the sum of its parts from a design standpoint that really makes it effective. It's not just the fact that Del Toro's there. It's not just the fact that Kojima's there. It's the fact that both of them are involved, and one knows horror and one knows how to really kind of break the fourth wall and mess with the player. I think going forward, it's exciting in that regard. It's the best of both worlds.
Oh yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it turns out. So yeah, before we move on, any final thoughts on that?
I think it'll be great. Download PT if you've got a PS4. Check it out. It's pretty awesome.
I think I'm a chicken when it comes to those types of game, but I'm thinking I'm gonna live stream it when I play it. Not PT. I'm talking about the full game. I think I'm gonna live stream it when I get it, just so everybody can be thoroughly entertained by my fear and probably jump screaming and all that.
Let me say this about real quick with my experience with it. I don't often live stream. I've never live streamed anything, and you know the reason being is I always assume that when people do it, they kind of do it because they know they're being recorded. They kind of play up to it. But I kid you not, and I wasn't being recorded, but I was like twitching when you know something came out of nowhere. I think I yelled shit maybe once or twice when I was really surprised by something. I think it will give you legit reactions.
Yeah, maybe I think I'll go try one of the games. I've never actually played a Silent Hill game. I've watched someone play it, but horror's not really my thing. You know, like I'm like Charles. I mean, I don't think it particularly scares me because I can watch horror movies all day. It's just
it's not the same thing, man. I can do horror movies. Don't bother me in the slightest. And watching the game on YouTube didn't bother me in the slightest. Being in control is a completely different feeling.
So
I'd say
you think it enhances the level of fear that the player.
Oh, most definitely. Like I can watch anybody play any horror game, and it won't bother me whatsoever. But when the controller's in my hands, completely different beast.
I'd say when you get the chance, download it, check it out, Gary, and wear headphones. If you got headphones, wear headphones.
Yeah, I'll try it out because I'm ashamed to say I haven't really tried out as many horror games as I should have. So I might need to break into that genre. Michael A. Oh, okay, he just left. Never mind. Okay, so let's move on to the next topic. At Gamescom, Ninja Theory unveiled their brand new IP, which kind of looks like something we've seen before and something that we've kind of all been craving for a while, Heavenly Sword 2. Now, Hellblade, besides the name kind of being like a flip of Heavenly Sword, because, heaven, hell, sword, blade, kind of ironic there. Do you think that this may have been, do you think it might have started out as a Heavenly Sword 2, but it kind of diverted into something else because eventually it's going to be multi-platform, right? So, maybe that was the reason they decided to change things up and make it something completely new. What do you guys think about it?
I think it'd be one of two things. Either one, it really is Heavenly Sword 2. I mean, it doesn't have to have the same title. It can be like a spiritual successor to it. Or two, it'll be a successor much like Dark Souls, like Demon Souls. Because, Demon Souls was only for PlayStation, but Dark Souls was multi-platform, so they switched up the team a bit and switched up the name. So I really just think it's really the second Heavenly Sword. It's just a different story, and they couldn't call it Heavenly Sword 2 because that story is pretty much done.
Yeah, is it done though? Like with it, they had the other girl. What was her name? Kai or something. I still feel like they could have done more with that story, and it's a shame, that they might not revisit it. But it's good that they're creating something new, and it has that feeling that Heavenly Sword had. What do you think about it, Austin?
I got an honest admission to make. First off, I did not notice that until like 2 minutes ago. I was like, Heavenly Sword, Hellblade. Oh my god! I was a little. I felt it was a dumb moment. I was like, that's pretty obvious now in hindsight. But honestly, truth be told, I loved the first Heavenly Sword. I loved it a lot, and I think for the most part, we know it's episodic. They call it a AAA indie game, which that seems.
That is dumb.
That is very dumb. But no, I could tell the second the trailer started rolling, I was like, that is a Ninja Theory character model. They, for some reason, make very similar looking women. Yeah, I'm excited. I hope it is. I hope it is, at least, maybe not necessarily a direct sequel, but at least in the vein. We know Sony Cambridge was working on a Heavenly Sword, maybe back, I think, in 2009. Sony London. It was being worked on by one of Sony's in-house studios. It got canned, but it was going to be about Naruto in the underworld. So the story's not done. I kind of see this as maybe an audition piece that, if successful, maybe they might get the chance to do a Heavenly Sword 2 eventually. I think Charles is right. Sony does. It's a Sony
right now. Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's the same situation as Demon Souls, because Demon Souls owns that name. So when they went multi-platform, the Dark Souls is the title.
Right.
One thing to note: every IP that Sony publishes, that you see, Sony Computer Entertainment presents, it's owned by PlayStation. So maybe this is a way to get in good graces with them. I do think they kind of shot themselves in the foot when they were, trying to talk up Enslaved years ago, and they put down a lot of Heavenly Sword, and I think Sony by extent. So we'll see how helpful Hellblade might be. But regardless, I'm just glad to get more games from Ninja Theory. I think they're a great developer. I love what they do.
Definitely, I enjoyed the last Devil May Cry game by them as well. That was kind of fun. Michael A., are you still having technical difficulties?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we
can.
do.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right. My thoughts on Ninja Theory. You guys are. I think I've said it before. I was a really, really big fan of Heavenly Sword. I to this day don't understand why they just won't make a sequel or do something else with that franchise. To me, that's a big missed opportunity, especially with people saying, "Oh, we want more."
Hey, Mike, I think. Did you not see the trailer for Hellblade?
Is that a direct sequel? That's what I'm saying. I saw this. I didn't know.
No, it's not a direct sequel, but it's very familiar. I mean, even the name, Hellblade, Heavenly Sword, it's like they're trying to create some sort of spiritual successor.
Okay. Well, I mean, if that is, then I mean, I'll give them that. That's cool. But I mean, I just figured they would have. I mean, I don't have any complaints about that. Then that's actually good news. I just didn't. I guess I didn't perceive the correlation. I just thought it was another game. Which, I mean, it looks cool. It doesn't look bad at all. I'll try it out. It's just that to me, with having the sword, I was just like, when we, like, look how quickly we got Uncharted sequels. How quickly we got a Killzone sequels. I'm like, whoa, where's Heavenly Sword at? Like, people were sitting here saying, we want more females in gaming. Like, okay, well, you already have a badass franchise you made. You already have a badass franchise you made. Just make a sequel for that. To show people, hey, we're not doing this on purpose because we don't want females in gaming. We're just making games that people respond to. We're trying to make quality games, period. This is a quality game that just happens to have a female as the lead.
Yeah. So, and now that we have Hellblade, though, I wonder how many people actually, like, caped up for it. Like, how many people are like, oh, look, a female lead, let's support this. I bet we won't hear any of that talk. They'll continue to complain about Assassin's Creed.
They're gonna turn a blind eye to this and look at Assassin's Creed or the other games that don't have women in them, instead of saying, well, what about the games that do have women in them? Like, I don't understand that, but that's just me.
But that's really we got a woman now in Assassin's Creed.
What do you mean?
You know that I've found that really funny because like once they started getting criticized for not having a female lead, all of a sudden like all their marketing and stuff started showing the woman in the game or whatever.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
And you know what's funny? It's not even just their marketing. Everyone's market has changed. Have you seen how they've been marketing Sunset Overdrive now?
No, I haven't seen.
Every commercial has a black woman as the main character because you can change your character to be anyone basically, but they're only showing like the black female character.
There was I think a white Asian character, white Asian. There was an Asian.
That's what I'm saying. Like you can make anything, but like as of late, because before when they were showing Sunset Overdrive, the first person they showed was the white dude with the orange hair, I think. And as of late, you don't see him as the main character anymore, except on the case. The girl, like the person they show in game as the hero, it's always a female now. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I don't care, but I just find it funny that as of late, all of a sudden, it's, oh yeah, you can do this. I'm like, but we could always do this. Why are you just now overemphasizing it? Like, it's kind of odd to me.
Yeah, that's a completely different topic. One that we definitely need to, revisit at some point. But for now, let's just keep it Gamescom. Any more final thoughts about Hellblade before we move on?
I just hope it's great. It's supposed to be episodic. I'm looking forward to it.
Indeed. Okay, so let's talk about, both Sony and Microsoft a little bit and their conferences at Gamescom. They both showed new IPs. Microsoft, I think they had only one new IP, correct me if I'm wrong, which was the Scream Ride. And, Sony, they showed a few things, and I think the main one that stands out is Wild by Michael Ansel. And, what would you guys think? Like, do you guys think that the future of both consoles is looking a lot better now that we've gotten more exclusive IPs? And, both companies typically don't show new IPs at Gamescom, so it was definitely interesting to see, this amount of new IPs announced. What do you guys think?
A lot of people are going to jump on the Wild train just because it's an exclusive, just like a lot of people are going to jump on that Excite roller coaster game on Xbox just because it's exclusive. But Bloodborne, even though we saw a little bit of gameplay before, that was actually the most impressive looking title to me. It reminded me, of course, of Demon Souls and Dark Souls, but it also reminded me of Resident Evil 4 a lot, which is a game that I absolutely love. And I think it was really exciting to see that game. But to answer one of your questions, yes, I think they do have a stronger lineup, but not that strong. It's still not strong enough.
I think both lineups look impressive. So 2015 is going to be the year where it's like, okay, PS4, Xbox One definitively have IP or games worth you purchasing, whereas 2014 you were just buying the console to say you had it, and it's like, well, what are you playing? and you weren't really doing anything. So what we've seen at Gamescom, I think both companies did a good job showing, listen, the games are here, they're coming, you're going to get them. Most impressive game at the Sony conference, honestly, shockingly to me, was The Order. The Order just looks really pretty. Like, they continue to polish that game, and it's very it's the scenery that's getting me. It's not the graphics. Yeah, the casino was gorgeous. That's what I'm saying. The scenery, like, they're doing an amazing job of just creating beautiful imagery. And that's a skill that is above just, oh, look at the graphics. No. They're literally drawing things that look beautiful, and they're placing them within the game. That's actually really difficult to do. And my kudos off to them, because I'm not even the biggest The Order fan. And even I sat there and I was like, this is really awe-striking. Like, this is nice. You guys put in work. I give you props. So, like, The Order is now on my radar. I'm interested in the game. And outside of that, I don't think anything tops Quantum Break for me. Like, I lost my mind.
I gotta apologize. I did forget about Quantum Break, because that trailer was absolutely nuts, especially the boss fight at the end of it. Oh, I was sold on that right there.
When he threw the car, reversed time, and threw the car, I that was it. That was it. I legit hopped out of my chair. I was like, give me a release. And that's the only thing I'm faulting Microsoft at. Where was the release date for Quantum Break?
Yeah, that's what everybody was waiting for.
Because we know how long it took them. Remedy, and I'm not saying that this is a bad thing, because they make sure their game is, quality before they release it. And I respect that, actually. But I'm like, they take a while to get these games out. So I'm like, we might not see Quantum Break till like 2017. I would not be shocked to that.
Each game of theirs is like 5 years in development. Always. They take a while.
Yeah.
I think it'll be 2015 though.
You think it'll be 2015?
They've said 2015 in the past. I think it will.
No, I think it'll get a 2015
I want to play that. I need that game
2016.
I'm telling you now.
That is a console.
When it's 2016, when it's 2016 and that game is not out yet, I'm gonna be sitting here like 2017. I told you. Don't get your hopes up. But I won't be mad if I'm playing.
You'll be playing The Last Guardian by that point.
If God exists.
Go ahead,
I was
Austin.
just going to say Game Informer keeps on reiterating the 2015 day, so we'll see. Apparently they got that from Microsoft. We'll see. I think it'd be great. It's probably my most hyped AAA Xbox One game.
But, were there any other highlights for you guys at, both Sony and Microsoft's conference that you'd like to talk about?
I will say that, okay, well, first, is Assassin's Creed on our agenda? No?
No, it's not on the agenda, so feel free to talk about it.
All right, perfect. I watched the gameplay for Assassin's Creed Rogue, finally. Mm-hmm. And I still stand by the fact that I think that the plot and everything is going to be a lot better than what Unity has to offer. I like that they didn't just throw the exact same stuff on there for the naval battles. They actually added a few things.
Burning oil.
Yeah, the burning oil, and the areas that you can't traverse without having certain type of RAM or whatever, and having stuff in the icebergs. That's all cool. Just bonus things, more things for me to hunt and to find and collect. But the fight between you and the assassin, like, that's the first time we got to see that. That looked good, and I can imagine that getting very, very interesting later into the game. Like, because you can get stalked by the assassins, and because he was one of them, he can sense them out and stuff like that. But I'm sure they're going to have instances where there's more than one coming after him. And I'm very curious to see where the story goes with that. And if we're going to see more characters that switch sides like this, I think it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were saying that, this game looks much more interesting than Unity. Unity is obviously, it has the better graphics and better gameplay mechanics because they've upgraded all that stuff. But as far as Assassin's Creed Rogue, the whole concept seems a lot better than Unity. So, I definitely feel like they have to bring this to the next-gen consoles eventually. But it's great that they're putting out a quality product like this on, last gen, where they still have a lot of, they still got a high user base there. So it's good that they're continuing this support. What did you think of it, Austin?
Assassin's Creed Rogue?
Yeah.
I'm just taken aback by the fact that we're hunting narwhals. I mean, I've never seen that happen in a game. That blew my mind. But no, like seriously, I loved 4. I think 4 might be one of my I don't know. I'm still a huge fan of 1, but I think 4 might be one of my top Assassin's Creeds. And I think it's one of those situations where it's I don't see it as getting more of the same. They're refining, I think, what they've done so well in the last couple entries. Then we finally get to play as a Templar. So from even a story perspective, right now it's more intriguing than Unity. Not in the fact that he's Irish. I'm looking forward to that. And his name is Shay. Sorry.
All right, is Michael A back?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay, did you get to check out Assassin's Creed Rogue?
Did I get to check out Assassin's Creed what?
Rogue, is the previous gen Assassin's
For the past gen systems?
Yeah.
I just think it's cool for the same reason you said earlier. Like, I just think it's cool to see new games still coming out, 360 and PS3, because there are still people there. There are people who own both the current gen systems and the old systems, or there are people who haven't been able to update yet due to financial reasons or whatever. So it's cool to see them still getting new games. And this is a quality game at that adds something unique to the franchise in terms of the story. So I'm about it. I'll support.
Yeah, I think Ubisoft deserve props. I know a lot of people get on their case for, kind of milking Assassin's Creed a little bit, but I mean, most companies, they make a game for the next gen consoles and then they port a crappy version over to, the old consoles.
Yep.
But they're actually creating something very different on both platforms, and, that's plausible, I think.
A lot of people aren't going to like this mindset, but to me, it's only milking when the quality goes down. And I think even with maybe even the third Assassin's Creed, which caught the air, like a lot of people were upset with, obviously, I still feel like it was a quality title. I just think for the most part, if they continue doing what they're doing, I have no problem with it. Like I said, I love 4, and for me, I play my Assassin's Creed 4 story, and I think this one is, its whole existence is a story focus. And I look forward to seeing where it goes.
That's cool. Okay, so one of the biggest topics that came from Gamescom was the news that Tomb Raider is exclusive to Xbox One for holiday 2015. Now, this sent shockwaves through the internet because, a lot of people were like, oh, is it exclusive, period? Like, we're never going to see it on PS4 or PC. And, then you had people saying, no, of course it's not, it's going to come to PS4 and PC eventually. So it's brought out a lot of fanboys. There's been a lot of fanboyism since that announcement. A lot of people were upset. A lot of PS4 gamers are upset. What do you guys feel about the announcement? And do you think that this might be a new trend of Sony and Microsoft securing exclusives just for the holiday season?
I'll strike it up, and I don't have a problem with exclusives, never have, but I do have a problem with exclusives that come after the initial entry in the franchise, where you can consider the first Tomb Raider on the next gen consoles to be a reboot. So that's the starting point, and for them to take the follow up and not have it on the other console, whether if it was on the PS4 and not on Xbox or vice versa, I think it was dumb. But the fact that it's a timed exclusive, I just think that sucks for the gamers in general. It's just really annoying. Like, I'm wondering how much of a financial benefit they actually get from it being a timed exclusive for a year. I'm really curious, because if it's timed, then there's no true incentive for someone to buy an Xbox One for it because it's timed. You just have to wait. Like, it's frustrating, but it doesn't mean go buy this console. So I don't know. It's a really strange situation, and I don't think it was very smart on Crystal Dynamics' part.
What do you think about it?
I think it was a Square Enix decision.
Yeah, Square Enix is the publisher, yeah. So, obviously they struck a deal, some sort of deal. And it seems like they might have struck this deal very recently because, at E3, when it was announced for the first time, it was pretty much multi-platform then. So they probably struck this deal since E3.
Yeah.
But what do you think of the backlash, Austin?
I think the thing is, and Microsoft has gone on to say that the 2015 exclusivity has a duration. So they pretty much implied, obviously they don't want to say, oh, it's a timed exclusive, but that's pretty much what they're saying. So I think for the most part, given that it is a timed exclusive, I don't know, you got to step back and you got to look at the fact. You got to step back and you got to look at the fact that the original Tomb Raider was on Xbox's stage twice, 2 years in a row. They've always obviously wanted to showcase Tomb Raider. There's always been a connection between Xbox and Square Enix in that regard. And I think the reason being is everybody knows Sony's got Uncharted. I think for the most part, I think people who were upset about it in 2015 really shouldn't be. And I don't really think they are as upset as they're letting on. I reiterate, because they've got Uncharted. And I think definitely Uncharted is the better experience given Tomb Raider 2013, comparing the franchises. There might be a big jump in quality to Rise of the Tomb Raider. There might not be. I just think for the most part, Microsoft, because they don't have their own, they felt they needed someone else to provide kind of a battle this holiday season in regards to two different genres. I knew it was going to be a big fuss, but in the end, since it's timed, it's really a fuss over nothing.
Yeah, and Phil Spencer was actually the one that confirmed that it's not, an exclusive. And we never really see, somebody of his position come out and say that, because it's his job to say that this is exclusive to Xbox One in 2015 or just exclusive to Xbox in general. He doesn't have to clarify anything. So he didn't have to, clear up all the rumors and everything. He didn't have to address it at all. He could have just said, this is exclusive. So that's kind of honorable for him, to actually come out and, clear everything up and say that it is timed. What do you guys think of him coming out and addressing that, addressing all the fanboys and that's been going on and clearing up all the rumors?
Well, I think Phil Spencer's a bro. I've thought he's a bro since the beginning. Even this E3 mentioned, a great holiday season for Nintendo, or a great start with Nintendo and Sony. I think that's because he plays games. I don't think Matrick played games. I think that's the big difference. So I think he wants to turn around Xbox. He wants to turn around the image of Xbox. I think he's done a good job. I think he still has a ways to go. But I think for the most part, I use the term as loose as I can, but ideologically, he's one of us. So I think I think he's going to be honest.
Cool. Is Michael A there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I was just listening.
Yeah, so I know you've got a lot to say about the whole Tomb Raider ordeal. What are your thoughts on it?
I just find it funny. Like, when Bayonetta 2 was announced that it was going to be exclusively on the Wii U, people complained. Yeah. Now we see Tomb Raider gets a timed exclusive on the Xbox One, and people complain. But when Bloodborne, is it Bloodborne that I'm thinking of that's exclusive to PS4? That's the sequel to, what you call it? Oh, what's that game? Yeah. Like, when those games are exclusive, because basically these are all third-party IPs being made by third parties, obviously, that are, wait, how am I wrong? What's not a third party?
Well, essentially, you're dealing with a studio who's getting worked with who's not owned by Sony. But Sony, that's their IP. Bloodborne is theirs. They're a third agent to work on their own franchise. I don't think it's different because Bayonetta 2 would not have had. What
is Bloodborne a sequel to?
Bloodborne is a new IP. Well, no, it's not. In the way that Super 8 is a spiritual successor to E.T., that doesn't make Super 8 a sequel to E.T.
All right, fine.
No. You can't use that for this situation. The developer said that Bloodborne is the follow-up to Demon's Souls.
That's why I said that.
But they say it's a spiritual successor. If they want to make Demon's Souls 2, they can make Demon's Souls 2.
But if the developer calls it that, they're doing it for a reason. They're not just doing that randomly at will. In fact, most times developers won't even say this is this and that. So they're coming out to let you know, yeah, this is a spiritual successor to it. And the reason I'm saying that
I
is
think they
because
changed the name. They changed the name so there wouldn't be confusion between like Demon Souls and Dark Souls, in my opinion.
yeah, before because
the reason it's being harped on as the spiritual successor is because Miyazaki's working on it. He didn't do Dark Souls 2, and he was barely involved with the first Dark Souls. That is the connection.
But the main point I'm making is that they're a third party. Sony doesn't own them. They can make games for other people, and people don't seem to realize that. Like a third party, that's the benefit of being third party. You can do whatever you want with your IPs if you own them. You can even sell an IP to another company if they're willing to put the money up, and it benefits you in some way, shape, or form. But what I don't get is why is it that whenever Microsoft, or as we've seen, even Nintendo, they secure an exclusive, which in all honesty is what a console is supposed to do, because people make fun of consoles for not having exclusives. So they go out and secure an exclusive, and then it's time to cry and complain as if somehow you own a franchise. Like, no one owns Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider is a franchise that has been on multiple consoles already. It's not like you can even say it's only been on PlayStation consoles up to this point. That's not true. It's been on Xbox before numerous times. So it's a toss-up basically at this point. And Microsoft apparently helped them out because CD put up a Tumblr post explaining why they made this decision. And they kept saying, Microsoft's helped us numerous times in the development of this game. Not just financially, but with like sending people to help us make the game on the platform, this, that, and the third. They reached out to them. They helped them out. It benefits them to do this in some way, shape, or form. And yet gamers are just outraged, like, oh, how dare you spit in your fan's face, or I'm still not getting a shitty Xbox One, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, I don't get it. If you really, really want this game that badly, and you aren't willing to wait because it's a timed exclusive, because even in the beginning they said we're getting it exclusive 2015. Didn't say anything about 2016 or 2017 or anything after that. They only mentioned holiday season 2015, and yet people who aren't willing to wait are so angry because it's like you're not willing to wait, but you're not willing to get an Xbox One, so you just want it your way, but the world doesn't work that way.
Well, I hear you on most of what you're saying, and you're right on the exclusive stuff. But this isn't just like a new IP that's exclusive. That's one thing, and I think it's very different when a game has already been on a console, like in the series. Because, like, to give you an idea, let me pull this freaking number up. It even sold more on the Sony consoles. 69% of its sales were on PS4.
The definitive edition you're talking about, right?
Yeah, the definitive.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I mean.
So I understand, like, the business sense is that Microsoft probably shelled out just enough for them to think that it's gonna Tomb Raider sold better on PlayStation.
Because you do realize that the definitive edition, even though it sold better on the PlayStation, the definitive edition actually undersold their plans across the board. Like, it didn't sell as well.
Well, I'll tell you this. That's tough shit anyway, because it's just...
Oh, no, I agree with you. I agree on that. But I'm saying, so they're thinking, hey, we might want to do something to try and lock up money up front. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, they in the business sense, yes, it makes sense. I was agreeing on that. They basically screw the chances that it doesn't sell well. Microsoft is going to give us this amount of money. We're going to take it. And then, that's good. That's a safe bet.
Yeah.
It's just
keep in mind, I'm not even saying that I want the game exclusively on Xbox. Personally, I don't care. I think it would be better for a game that is like Tomb Raider to be played by as many people possible. So I'd want the game on all consoles. But a timed exclusive, is that really something that you need to start crying on the internet about and starting petitions? There are kids that don't have clean food and water, but you're citing petitions on the internet because a game is timed exclusive? This is where I don't understand people. This is what you're going to start to stand up and revolutionize against. A timed exclusive on a console, but not all the actual real stuff that's happening in the world. And then people wonder why people look at gamers with a side eye and think there's something wrong with you. This is why. It's like, stop. This is not even a major gaming issue. It really isn't, because it's not like you're being denied a game. It's not like they're changing the format of the pricing or how content is being delivered to. No, you just have to wait slightly longer if you have a PS4 and PC. And we don't even know about PC, because when they talk about exclusives, for all we know, the PC version might come out the next day or something. when they talk console exclusives, they don't even include fucking PC usually in that. So maybe it'll come out on PC the same day. I don't know. I don't care. That's not the point. The point is you're willing to go get your shotguns and your pitchforks because you have to wait to play a game. That's a major gaming issue right now. That's what we're going to complain about. Not all the studios closing down and people losing their jobs. Not all the games that are coming out that are quality and people are critically raving them, but then nobody goes out to support them. No, not real gaming issues. I have to wait to play a game I want. Let's go outside and start a revolution. Nah, bro. Like, no. You get your priorities in check. That's ridiculous. I understand that PlayStation people want to play Tomb Raider. PlayStation people have every right to want to play Tomb Raider. It's a game that's important to them. I'm not knocking that. And you will get to play Tomb Raider. It's just that you won't get to play it before Xbox users do. Why is that a problem? Like, give me a definitive reason why that's going to be a problem. How is that going to ruin your experience playing the game? If anything, that gives them extra development time to develop Tomb Raider for PS4. The PS4 has stronger hardware. So the PS4 version of the new Tomb Raider game will probably look better than the Xbox One version. Then you can go on NeoGAF and your PSN 4G and all your other fanboy sites and rave about how much better your version looks. This is benefiting you. Why are you complaining? I don't understand. It's a win-win for them.
Are people out in the streets? Do I need to bar my windows right now?
In my opinion, if you get on the internet and you hear news about something like this and you start a petition, but you're not starting a petition for real shit, like how the cost of education in this country is too damn high. Yes, use that damn meme with the dude with the white hair. I don't care. When you're not doing that, but you're petitioning because you have to wait to play Tomb Raider, no, that's a problem to me. There's real stuff happening in gaming right now.
I mean, we are a petition focused. I'm sure there are petitions for, their mission trips. It seems like that's kind of an extreme example to make.
What do you mean?
I'm pretty sure there's like a petition out there to which side of the bread do you want buttered. I mean, I don't know if petitions really mean anything.
I'm sure there's a petition for that, but does that petition with the butter, does that have thousands of people who already signed it and left comments basically attacking people who work at Crystal Dynamics and people who work at Microsoft?
I mean, when you go to,
it's not even just that the petition exists. It's how many people have signed it and the comments they're leaving, or the comments people are leaving on Facebook and Twitter, threatening people at Crystal Dynamics, like their livelihoods, their family, or calling them out of their name, or calling them scum. Like, really? I understand it's the internet. You can say whatever you want. You can go off, yada, yada, yada. But you got to remember that when you do say whatever you want, like, that's a reflection of you. I'm going to judge you based on what you say. That's my right as well. So when you do that, you show your true colors. I dare someone to find an example of me where someone made a decision in gaming that I didn't agree with, where I was like, yeah, it's time to kill that person, or you should be fired, or you're a horrible human being.
I mean,
that's what I don't understand.
Hold on. I've got to ask something real quick. Michael A., what kind of sites do you visit?
It's not even dude, I'm like on Twitter, people randomly link, oh, look at this petition for the new Tomb Raider. And I click the link. I'm like, there's a petition for Tomb Raider? Like 7,000 people signed it, and then you read the comments, because when you can sign a petition, you can leave a comment on why you signed the petition or whatever on it. On the, I don't know, I think it's petition.org or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Or you, I skimmed them. I'm like, these people are absolutely insane.
I just don't know if that's necessarily a good qualifier. I mean, there were petitions to get Piers Morgan deported out of the country because he didn't like the country's policy on gun. Like, there's a hyperbolic nature of the internet.
How many people signed that petition?
Let me check.
How many separate petitions were made for that same cause as well? Because there isn't only one petition for this. There's numerous petitions. I'm just talking about the one I saw. There's others as well.
You've definitely got a point, though, because like people have gotten too used to complaining, I feel, in the gaming community, and there's no reason to complain about this, especially because it's time.
Exactly, and that's my point, Gary.
When it does come to PS4, it's probably going to have extra content and everything. So and also next year is 2015, when basically every other game is coming out anyway. So you're not going to have a lack of things to play.
If anything, this is dumb on Microsoft's part. You're bringing out a new Tomb Raider game. I don't know. I think it's going to be holiday season. Yeah, holiday season. When Halo 5 is coming out?
Yeah, that's actually the big key is that it's dumb from Microsoft.
Yeah, it's dumb. Like, good luck, Tomb Raider. That's all I'd have to say. Like, why are you? If anything, what's going to happen is this game's going to sell exponentially better on the PS4. It's going to look better on the PS4. It's going to run better on the PS4. It's going to have extra features and content on the PS4. And all they have to do is wait for the better version. And because they have to wait, they're mad.
I don't know if those are inherently competing against each other, though. Tomb Raider versus.
I'm not saying
Halo.
they're competing because they're the same genre or anything like that. I'm saying they're competing because when people don't have a lot of money to get all the games they want, they're going to get the game that is like higher on their list or the game that they know all their friends are going to be playing. On Xbox, that's Halo.
I assume Halo might fall back to that September release date, which I always enjoyed. And then you might, in turn, get like a November release date. I mean, I just don't see them being necessarily a threat to each other. If you were going to get Halo, you were going to get Halo regardless.
But if you're on Xbox and you get, like on Xbox, you have to look at it like that. It's just the same thing with like when GTA comes out. You think it's a coincidence most games don't come out the month of GTA? Hell no. They know what they're doing. You'll lose. Because when it comes to that decision where you only have that $64 because it's 60 plus tax and you can only get one even though you want both, what are most gamers going to choose? Even if your game is better than the other one, that one's got a bigger name. It's probably got more money behind marketing and more people are going to get it. So people will get it because other people are getting it. You're going to lose.
I mean, by that mindset, though, we need to just push Sunset Overdrive into 2015 and give Halo, the Master Chief Collection, all the room it can.
I mean, probably. Again, I've never said Microsoft was the smartest when it comes to how they schedule their releases, because I've also been on record saying it doesn't make sense to me that Sunset Overdrive is coming out that late in the year when they don't have anything now. Like if Sunset Overdrive came out now, like August, or if they were smart enough and got that shit out in July when there was nothing on the market, do you know how many copies of that game they would have sold? Pretty much everyone that owns an Xbox One would have bought Sunset Overdrive. I'm not saying that the game's not going to do well, but I mean, it would have done even better because there's less competition for it.
I think they want that marketing push. It's just, like for me, it's the big difference is Bayonetta 2 would not exist without exclusivity. Same thing with Titanfall. Spiritual successor it is.
Wait, what do you mean? Oh, in terms of like the exclusive deal is what funded the game, is what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I agree. Yeah, that's true, but yeah, that doesn't apply to Tomb Raider at all.
Well, no, like for the most part, spiritual successor it may be, born as similar as it may be to Demon Souls. Sony's still writing the check for that one. I mean, they pretty much they contracted it out pretty much. It's still very much a Sony.
You're 100% right on that, and that's my point. Why is that okay, but this isn't?
Well, I just think the difference is, in no way, shape, or form is Microsoft funding the money. I think the big difference is what they are celebrating in terms of Square Enix and how they're going to benefit from the relation is it's going to be Microsoft marketing, and nobody markets their games like Microsoft. I think at the end of the day, that's the big benefit. I just think for the most part, though, it's like I can see why people will get upset. I can never understand the level of which people can get upset, but I can see why people would get upset because it really is money hatting at its best.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
I think
it's not worth petitioning and all that, and freaking picketing and all. But I can definitely agree that it's okay. You're upset. You got to wait a year. Cool, but get over it.
But they're going to get the better version of the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I say get over it. Like, the bottom line here is Square Enix can't take financial risk anymore.
They can't, actually. No, they cannot.
They can't take financial risk. This is them not taking that risk. You have to wait, but they can develop a better game. Get over it. I'd rather, if this is what has to happen for Square Enix not to go belly up like these other companies, then go for it.
And that's my point. That's why I brought up all those other. That's why I even said all these developers closing down or losing money, like Neversoft and Crytek, are about to become things of the past. Yeah, nobody notices or cares. Like companies like Capcom and even Square Enix, they're not doing as well financially as people are assuming they're doing. So they may well be on the chopping block. I don't want that to happen. These are companies that have been in gaming since I was a child. They've made quality games. I want them to keep making quality games. I don't want them going anywhere. That's my point. But people, when they're making decisions to secure the finances they need, that's how dare you do such a thing to your what? What are you talking about? And then when they close their doors, rest in peace. I'm like, come on, man. Like, think for once before doing something. Like that's all I'm asking. Like, when you're going to rage, sit down for 15 seconds and think of the big picture. Is there anything that benefits me from this happening? Because literally, I just now thought of a couple of things that benefit PS4 with this time release delay. And I wasn't even trying, and I don't really care about the PS4 that hard. Like, I'm not a diehard for the console. It's just the PS4 to me is just a console that's really powerful. It's whatever. And I just thought of some things right there. There's probably more.
Sony might move the order up into the Tomb Raider's freaking release time period. I mean,
and you know what that would do? That would that'd be really smart on Sony's part, actually.
Richard Bailey, are you there?
The homie Rich is here.
Richard Bailey is here after extensive delays in moving.
What's up, man?
How you doing, man?
Yeah, so we're just talking about the whole Tomb Raider exclusivity in 2015. So, I mean, do you have anything to say on it before we move on?
Oh, yeah. This is the one reason why I absolutely wanted to be on the show was because of this topic. Yeah. I'm going to make the statements that some may find.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now, I believe.
Yeah, you sounded a little robotic, but and he's gone. All right.
Well, he'll be back, but I'll just say this. I noticed that a lot of those complaints, I guess they were justified, but people should have been a lot smarter when they said 2015 holiday exclusive. Obviously, that meant that, past that period may not necessarily be an exclusive.
Yep.
But I just want to say this, though. I guarantee you, if they said that this game was exclusive to PlayStation, nobody would complain.
Exactly.
It seemed like when they said Xbox One, that was it. And people with pitchforks, here they came right after them. So, yeah, that's right. What do you have to say about that, Gary? Do you agree or disagree?
Oh, I agree. Yeah. Look, I hate the way that gamers are complaining, and I feel like in this day and age, gamers have too much power and too much influence, over what goes on in the industry now. So, I'm not in favor of all these complaints at all.
We hear you.
Honestly, I can wait. I agree with you, Rich. Believe it or not.
Yeah, because I saw somebody start a petition because of that.
I told you.
And I was like, well, what the hell is this all about? This doesn't make any sense.
I mean, but the thing is though, people start petitions about things all the time. There's a petition to get Halo over on PlayStation now. Oh, it's got 92 signatures.
Oh, see that?
Wait, how many signatures did the Tomb Raider one?
People are trying.
Which one did you see, Rich? How many signatures is the one you had?
I saw thousands.
Thank you.
Wow.
So he might have seen the same one I did. There's more than one. I know that. And the one I seen was over 7,000 signatures. So
wow.
I'm like, that's ridiculous. And you people need to go outside. Seriously, get some fresh air.
And I'm not sure if you've seen any of the other articles, but they said that they started to talk bad about the writer of Tomb Raider. They went after the writer talking about, you shouldn't have did this deal, all this other stuff.
Told you. They started to personally attack people at Crystal Dynamics. They attacked their character. They defamed them. They started to threaten them and their families because they have to wait to play Tomb Raider, and it'll probably be a superior version that they have to wait to play. This is the logic of gamers nowadays. And people wonder why when people introduce themselves to me and I introduce myself back, I don't tell them I'm a gamer. I don't want them knowing. I don't want to be. I don't want to be.
I feel like
loved.
that'd be out of place too. You're at a funeral. I'm so sorry for your condolences. By the way, I was a gamer. Whoa.
No, I mean, like, you know how you,
I just don't know how
you introduce yourself to someone and you talk about what you're interested in. Like, I'll mention sports, I'll mention books, I'll even mention anime. I'm not mentioning I play video games, even after they do. 'Cause I don't want those connotations attached to me. I don't want I don't want that connotation of BO and bad social behavior and all that stuff attached to me. I'm good. Like, I've had people come back and they'll see consoles in my house, like, you play video games? I'm like, that's debatable.
I'm sorry. I'm imagining someone now introducing themselves with, BO as their tagline. Hi, my name's Austin. I got BO.
No, okay.
I'm
saying, okay, when you introduce yourself, eventually so what do you got? Like, what are your hobbies? What are you into? And you list your hobbies. When you say gamer, what are the things that people outside of gaming think of gamers? You see what I'm saying? The whole stuck in your mom's basement, fucking undershirt with mustard stains and Hot Pocket stains on it and holes in it that haven't been washed.
I mean, the thing is, though, the thing about that is,
that stuff.
And I had this exact same conversation with somebody else the other day. The thing about that is, though, that is only how it's perceived in the States. You go to other parts of the world, David Cage is given the highest Medal of Honor France can give a citizen. It's respected like filmmakers are. And like hell, in Japan, Hideo Kojima's a rock star.
I mean, that's very true. But I am in America right now. So the people I'm meeting are American. And Americans think these things.
I'm sure most of those complaints came from America and, probably the UK too.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure in the UK it's the same way from when I lived there. When I lived there and I spoke on people, because most people, they don't even say I'm a gamer. They'll say I play FIFA, and they'll leave it at that. That's it.
Yeah,
that's acceptable.
Yeah, I definitely hate telling people I'm a gamer.
Yep, and responses to situations like this are exactly why. Timed exclusive. Oh, you suck as a writer. How does that even connect? Like, where did that come from? Oh, this game is timed exclusive for next. You know what? You suck at writing anyway. No, that doesn't make any sense. If they sucked at writing, why would you be mad that the game's timed exclusive on Xbox? You could just not buy the game. You clearly want the game, so they must not suck at writing. But you're going to tell them they suck at writing because you have to wait to play the game? I don't understand that.
Michael, I'm going to give you mad props, though. You were able to take some really abstract concepts and almost use it as a pedestal, especially like you did when you tied with starving men, like women and children.
How is that an abstract concept? My point was, people are willing to petition for something stupid like time exclusivity, but aren't willing to get off their asses or petition to do something about something that actually matters, that's real, that affects people.
I don't know. Like, I just think we are by nature. I mean, film does this too. People are like, frames per second. Let's burn this place to the ground. It's the hyperbolic nature of people these days. It's not exclusive to just one thing, though. I mean, hell, politics is the most of the state. It's like they throw down the gloves.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I just have higher expectations of people or gamers in general, since gamers pride themselves on being the smartest people as a collective in the world, which I know for a fact is just not true. Sorry. So, like... Yeah, I just don't understand that. If I can see the stupidity in this, why can't they?
I don't know. It's one of those things.
There's another part.
What is the other part?
The other part is I personally don't understand why they are complaining when you already know that Uncharted is coming out at the exact same time.
Thank you.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
and that's what's gonna hurt. That's what's gonna hurt Square Enix.
All those delayed games.
I was gonna move.
You said what, Gary?
That's what it is. I mean,
I was saying not to mention all those delayed games are coming out in 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what it is, though. I mean, like Rich is right. It's a strategic
to answer the thing.
What did you say, Charles?
No, he can finish. I'll wait.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Every time he gets a win, it just stops. No, I was gonna say, to answer why we have these people that complain, it's all because of Silver Spoon Timmy now has a platform when he doesn't get his games the way he wants to get them. And it's so easy to type up a petition for Silver Spoon Timmy. Because like, just like,
I just don't
like Mike says, like the NeoGaf and the M4G commenters and the YouTube people, like they when they have an issue, if they don't feel like the comment section is a grand enough soapbox for them, then they can just type up a petition. It takes like 2 minutes and get all of the other Silver Spoon Timmys together, and they can march on nothing because it doesn't matter. There's just a bunch of spoiled brats with internet.
And yeah, we need to have another discussion about the spoiled brats, because I mean, my main thing is I feel like Austin was saying, you know, other forms of media, you know, they have people who outrage too, but I feel like in gaming, you know, those people who outrage, they actually have an influence on what happens and the overall outcome of things. So that's what bothers me mainly. But I think we need to revisit that topic too another time. But for now, we got to move on, you know, because of time.
Can I just say one thing that?
Yeah, go ahead quickly.
Charles, I think it's a little disingenuous to target two websites in particular. This happens everywhere. There is no place more toxic than the IGN.
I didn't even mention just two.
He didn't say it was just those two. It's just he just used those two as an example.
You're just like, trust me, it's a lot worse.
It is a lot more than that. But I'm going to be honest, those two sites, that's pretty much what they're known for. Go on the sites now. Go on N4G. There's a reason people call N4G PSN4G. Go on N4G right now. Look at the top source. And tell me that you don't see a correlation to what I'm talking about right now.
There are many correlations. Largely just because there's many preferences. You go to IGN, it's the same thing. You go to GameSpot, hell, you go to
I am not saying it's not bad on those sites.
Trust me, is this. Like for one, I said NeoGaf, I said N4G, and I said YouTube. But he
didn't say YouTube.
The reason why I said those three is because those are three where the comments are at the forefront most of the time. Like N4G is the poster child for that. Like they thrive off of the comments. People go and comment and don't even read the article that they're commenting on.
Yeah, they read the title and they see what console's in it, and then they comment.
YouTube guys do that the same thing though. They'll just bring up a video. Oh, Xbox sucks, or oh, PlayStation sucks.
Yeah, you do know he said YouTube as well though.
No. I know he said YouTube, but I'm saying like N4G. It's one of those things that. Like, particularly, and I'm a little defensive of NeoGaf because it's one of those things that developers also partake in these conversations. And I think if they want to, they can defend themselves.
Do you know they understand that is a waste.
Exactly. That's number one. And number two, I can't think of any place on the internet where more rumors have been started that developers had to come out and say, stop saying this, it's wrong, than M4G. I can count numerous times already this year where some quote-unquote insider, right? An insider on M4G, right? The fuck? Who called himself an insider?
No. Like, M4G is terrible. I'm not denying that M4G is terrible.
Okay, and NeoGaf? Because it's happened there. It happens there.
No, the thing about NeoGaf is you have to be verified to drop
name insiders on NeoGaf that have been exposed already as just flat-out liars. But what does that say about the guy?
What does that say about the guy though, who at every moment of the Xbox conference dead on, who originated from NeoGaf? We knew about the white Xbox. We knew about Sunset being 2014. We knew about the Master Chief Collection in like February of this year.
Sorry, that's not impressive to me. Everyone who plays Xbox knew all those things were coming.
I don't care if you're impressed by it. It doesn't change the fact that those rumors were correct.
But they were okay. Even a dead clock is right twice a day. I can guess and throw out random guesses, and I'll randomly hit the mark. The point is, these people are calling them insiders, but then you're finding out they're not even really insiders. So even if they are right sometimes, they're not genuine when they're telling you that they're an insider, and they're just making up stuff and spreading rumors. How does that help gaming at all?
I'm not talking about people. I'm referring to specifically the incident. That literally Microsoft was tracking down a leaker who leaked the majority, 95% of Xbox's press conference. And that was largely because he had to be validated. There are some websites out there worse than others. I'm not denying this fact. Charles is right. Charles hit YouTube. I'm not calling him out on omitting YouTube. But I think for the most part, though, it's disingenuous to group everybody under that rug.
Okay, I'm really sorry. We got to move on.
I'm just saying, let's move on. But I'm just saying, if you don't want to be grouped underneath that rug, you should probably get off the rug then, because they're all there.
I don't deny that.
That is a filthy rug, and they're all there.
No, I'm just saying. Maybe you need to check out the rug better next time. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe we can continue this discussion in an After Dark episode or something. Let's move on.
I'm just waiting for Michael to take like some really abstract theory and be like, you don't like third-party exclusives? Blame the gas shortage in the 1970s. And I'll be blown away. I'll be like, that man's got skills right there. He can take really out of left field things and somehow make them relevant to the conversation.
I don't know why you said that, but okay.
It's up there with petitions for starving women and children, just in terms of left field point. I'm sorry.
It's not a left field point anyway. That's not a left field point anyway. The point I'm making is you want to make petitions for shit that don't matter, but ignore shit that matters.
I'm saying we
understood that.
Wait, hey guys, hold on. There's a vicious circle. Hold it. Let's get to the final points first.
Yeah, sorry. Go on. Yeah.
Go ahead. Get to the final points. I'm sorry.
All right, so the next topic, I basically wanted to discuss share play because I feel like, that is a big feature that nobody's really talking about. I don't know if it's because people don't understand it or,
I can tell you why.
I think it's a big deal. Go ahead, Charles.
It is a big deal in theory, just like PlayStation Now was a big deal in theory.
No,
but
don't do that.
Everybody internet connected.
Oh, man, don't do
You compare it to PlayStation Now, really?
Hey, look, man, look. Hey,
gosh,
this is the new PlayStation Home, because we have PlayStation Home in beta phase for like 3 years. We're gonna get more than that. We're gonna have PlayStation Now in beta phase. Man, no, it went from beta to non-existent. Like there was no official release of Home at all. And
they foreclosed, Rich. They foreclosed on PlayStation Home.
PlayStation Now is going to be in beta phase until PlayStation 5 and disappear. PlayStation Share is cool, but the same issues with internet connections and whatnot is going to be a problem, like the delays and all that. It is until there's some kind of standard and the U.S. stops being stingy with everything.
With bandwidth, yeah.
We're gonna
I agree though. I think PS Share is amazing. Like for one, that's huge for Sony. I want to see
if it worked, oh my goodness, it would be incredible.
Like I have nothing bad to say about that. That's absolutely amazing, and I want to see that. I want to see more. I want to see other companies and outlets and whatnot embracing that as well. So I hope that this goes forward. But yeah, the American internet infrastructure needs to improve for many reasons, not just this one, but this one is a strong advocate for it. But yeah, I agree. I'm not gonna compare it to PS Now because that's just low. But yeah, I think it's a good idea.
I do agree. With the infrastructure of the internet and everything, the connection.
How's internet over there where you're at, Gary?
I mean, I'm on a fiber optic connection and it's pretty stable.
Oh, it must be nice. Must be nice.
It must be real nice.
To be at the damn top. I don't hear you complain about Jack anymore. Fiber optic.
I had to record a podcast sitting behind a Best Buy just to catch the that's real. That's first world problem if you ain't never heard one.
Struggle right there.
What are you doing? I'm recording podcast.
Oh my God.
I was seriously concerned about getting arrested because I was sitting behind a freaking Best Buy using their freaking Wi-Fi.
Man. Oh my God.
Take notes, Austin.
Oh God.
I mean,
by the way, and I'm a shameless plug. Knights of the Turntable is the podcast that I had to do that on. Go check it out because I went through hell to get it.
I'm definitely going to listen to it now. I want to hear how that connection just fluctuates in and out. There's 4 people here.
I think that was in week 2, as a matter of fact.
Okay, I'm going back.
On our Raiders Nights Around podcast, we have the security guard who's asked me to leave 3 times.
Yeah, I thought I heard a siren, but I didn't know if that was the instrument.
I don't know if that was somebody dropping the bass or perhaps a wreck on
God.
I-92. I'm still unsure. We will get back with you.
Oh my God, man. Yeah, I don't ever want to hear you complain about anything. You're living the life, Mr. Fiber Optic over there. Shut up.
Yeah, I don't mean to brag. But I mean, strictly speaking from a features perspective, do you guys feel like, the share play is a big deal? Because, I mean, you can invite someone to play your game and they don't even have to own it. I feel like that's gaming changing to me.
Is that going to be so? I mean, that's what I was wondering. Is like the first game they're going to plan to do this with is Far Cry 4, right?
Is that
I think Far Cry's is going to be limited to the levels in the game.
Yeah, I thought it was limited to just the multiplayer level that you could do co-op.
I think PlayShare is going to be like the full title.
Okay, all right.
Like whatever you want to do. While Far Cry, it's not going to be a Sony specific thing. It's going to be embedded into the game.
Okay. Wait. So the Far Cry 4 feature they showed off, that'll be on Xbox One as well? I thought that was only PS4.
No, I think that's only PS4. Right?
It's only PS4. But what I'm saying is that as opposed to having like a PlayShare app that you access to get to the other games, I think this is just going to be an internal into the coding of the game, like specifically for that Far Cry section or something like that. But maybe with PlayShare becoming a universal thing, they may change that though and just make it open to whatever.
Yeah. Again, this is huge for Sony. I hope they go through with this because I'll be on board with it.
Yeah. Like, I was on board with PlayStation Now and Remote Play.
Come on, man. Come on. I'm trying to be 100% behind Sony right now. This man is going to keep throwing out Now and Home. Like, come on, man.
Like, you don't want to talk about the elephant in the room. I don't even want to let the motherfucker sit down yet. So, that's how it's going to be.
I'm just depicting this mental image where literally Charles has set up an assortment of living room furniture outside this Best Buy. He's made it his den, huh?
You gotta have the fridge there. The fridge is in the background, plugged into an outlet on the back side of the storage dock of Best Buy.
I don't know why you were outside. Why not just go inside the Best Buy and pretend you were browsing?
Because they were closed.
Wow, that's even. Wow, you know what?
We've got a report of a loiter right outside the closed Best Buy.
This man braved the chance of arrest for loitering and the evilness of the streets, getting jumped out of the Foot Clan. Everything. This man could have got jumped out of the Foot Clan recording that podcast, but he did it for you people. So go check it out.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. So, Austin, any thoughts on the share play?
I hate to beat the drum, but it's a very convincing.
What?
I hate to beat the drum.
What the hell does that mean? What? Hey, what? You don't want to beat
to say the same thing over and over again. Beat the drum.
Dead horse. Yeah. What the hell are you talking about? Beat the drum.
Why would I beat a dead horse? That would just be cruel and unusual.
Oh my God. Never mind. Go on.
It's an expression. Fine. I hate to reiterate already mentioned points. Excuse me. But
do you have something against horses? Like, do you just not want to say that statement?
Yeah, horse.
I don't know. You're the one who's beating a dead horse. I'm not.
All right,
that's what you were doing after that Best Buy.
I've never heard that. I hate to beat the drum. Like, what does that mean? You hate rhythm? Like, I don't get it.
Hold on.
But yeah, never mind. Go on with your point. I understand that.
Hold on. I'm going to Google this meaning real quick. Where hold on. A second.
Oh, really?
Giffen, come back to me. Come back to me.
I apologize. This is my fault. I should have said anything.
Completely diverted into something else, but okay.
No. I agree with the others. I think for the most part, it's a great idea. I think Sony has got great ideas. I think they have always had a little bit of a problem when it comes to implementation of said ideas. 3D was really cool in E3 2011. Those PlayStation monitors, didn't obviously last long. So,
yeah, wait, what the hell happened to that?
They pinned it out. They're like $99, surprisingly, at a Best Buy, like a couple Black Fridays ago.
Huh.
It was a great deal. But you know, for the most part, I don't know. I'm on a wait and see approach. It could be a great thing, and it's just got to be used. It's got to be used well.
Mm-hmm. Richard Bailey, any thoughts on that?
On share play?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great feature. But that's about all I got to say.
No interest in trying it out at all.
Oh, I am interested in trying it out. But let me be very clear. I will applaud Sony for that, but I will never applaud them for the PlayStation Now prices. You gotta keep it even, because they've been doing good so far. But if I see something that is questionable, I am gonna point it out, and I'm gonna say something.
At least they made up for PlayStation Now by not electing not to rob us blind with EA Access, so I can applaud them for that.
Actually,
man, kick rocks on that. EA Access is a good deal. I'm getting that.
EA Access is a good thing.
Yes.
In what fucking world is that a good deal?
In a world where you're someone who plays lots of EA games, it's actually a good deal. Yeah, I play lots of games.
I've seen the numbers.
Maybe I'm missing some of the intricacies of EA Access, but are we not paying for time trials?
Wait.
You get 10%. You get 10% off of every game you buy there, and DLC. So let's say I bought.
All right.
So if I buy. Wait,
you can pay Best Buy. You can pay Best Buy for the Unlocked Gamer thing and get 10-15% off every game.
First of all, the Gamers Unlocked thing is $120 for 2 years. This is $30 for a year. So if I buy 5 games, I've just paid off the EA thing already.
But it's 10% off of every game from every company, no matter who it is.
It's $120 for 2 years.
For 2 years. Split that up.
Okay.
$60 a year and 10% off of every game.
I understand that. And I'm not even knocking the
Then look at how many EA games you're gonna buy.
I just told you I play lots of sports games. I will be buying lots of them.
Okay, wait a second.
Sports games, Dragon Age, Battlefield, all those EA games. Are you kidding me? And they're going to be adding the games. They're going to continue to increase the amount of games that you can play for free as long as you have the service. My friend just signed up. My friend just signed up now to play Battlefield 4 for free. He then got the season pass, which was already on sale for $30, and an additional 10% off. Which is, 10% of $30 is only $3, but whatever. So he said he got the season pass for $27. So for $27, he's playing Battlefield Premium, full game with Premium, and all he had to pay was $30 for the year. And he gets the other games that are included with it, and he's gonna get mad, and he's gonna get NHL and FIFA because I'm getting those 3 games. So that's 10% off all those games right there, plus any DLC he buys. If he gets the Titanfall DLC, which he hasn't gotten yet, 10% off. That's the point. I'm not saying that it's a good deal for everyone. If you don't play EA games that much, no, I would strongly advise you not get this. If you do play lots of EA games, get it.
I would like to say something real fast. First and foremost, what Charles said about that Best Buy program, I co-sign that 120%. That is the best deal you can get. Better than GameStop everywhere else, because
I agree.
It's pretty much any game, not just the new ones, old ones too. And if they have a sale,
anything new or used, you get 10% off, or is it 20% off? Actually, I think it's 20%.
It's 20% off, but it's new and old games. And if they have a sale on the game, you get that same 20% off.
Yeah, it is 20% off. I had to pull it back up.
Yeah,
plus trade-in credit and all that extra stuff.
Yeah, you get 10% extra on your trade-in credit. I'm not knocking the Gamers Unlocked. I think that's what it's called, Best Buy program at all. In terms of full retails programs for gaming, they have the best one by far. It's absolutely destroying GameStops. I'm just putting that out there, being real with you. And I like that because it's something that gives you a discount for buying new games, unlike GameStop, which only wants you to buy used ones. So, hey, I can buy my new games and get a discount. I'm for it. I'm just saying, I play a lot of EA games. So for me, this deal makes sense because I'm going to save money in the long run getting it, and I get early access to all the games. How is that a lose situation for me at all?
See, that's true.
Because I guess my issue is with a lot of the stuff that they're charging for, you've already been getting it beforehand. But now,
I see what you're saying. Yeah, because like there's no demo for Madden, but
exactly.
You get it 5 days early.
The demos and other people have been adopting early access, but now they're charging for it. Maybe that's where I can't.
I see that, and I did say that too. I'm like, that's really messed up that it's down a Madden demo because it doesn't just hurt Xbox users, it hurts Sony users especially because they don't get early access at all to Madden, so they can't try it out.
But you know what? That right there, what you just said, that is specifically why I'm worried about this service moving forward. Is because if they say no demo for any of the other games that are supposed to be coming out, like Dragon Age and FIFA, all this other stuff on PlayStation, that right there, I don't know what. That's a big gamble for EA to just say.
It can go one of two ways. It could be one, like Sony will stop marketing their stuff, and it can hurt them that way. Or two, depending on how profitable EA Access is for them, this could be their way of lowering risk, just like Square Enix making the Tomb Raider deal.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was going to say two things. Number one, people underestimate how powerful EA is in gaming. Like, we've seen a console already die in large part because EA did not support them. The Dreamcast never had EA support. And that's just I love
goodness Ruthless ain't in here right now.
I love the Dreamcast, and that shit died in large part because of that. I'm not saying that's the only reason. That's one of the contributing factors, though. So if Sony was to just lose EA support, I'm not saying Sony would die. No, they're huge, but they would take hit back from that. Sony knows this. EA knows this. Yeah, that's why there's rumors of EA thinking of making their own console because they're that big of a company. They have two franchises that sell millions every year. Do you know how much money they make from Madden and FIFA every year? It doesn't even make sense. It's stupid. They don't even deserve that much money.
They definitely don't deserve it.
It's no company, in my opinion. It's just astronomical. That's how much they're making from FIFA and Madden every year. So they're thinking, we're that big. Why not make a service where we can start, making direct profit off of our software sales and cut out the middleman? And Microsoft is like, you know what? If you cut us a little check, go ahead. Sony's like, no, I don't care what you cut. We Sony. You're not doing this. And in the end, I think
Sony probably feels like EA is getting a little big for their britches over there.
I think that's
y'all did Origins, y'all did Access. It's like, y'all need to back y'all ass down.
I also think part of it is that they see it as too close to what PSN is. Because essentially, it's PSN for EA games. That's basically what EA Access is.
That's true.
And so Sony's like, no, you're not doing that. We already have PSN.
So you know what? With that being said, Austin, are you there?
I am, yes.
Okay. You mentioned before that you wanted to have more direct access to like the developers or publishers or whatever for their content. Do you think this is kind of the avenue you were thinking of?
Well, let me say first and foremost, before I forget, the Cambridge Dictionary describes beating the drum as
Are you kidding me right now? Hold on. Excuse me? What is it?
The Cambridge Dictionary says to beat a drum is to speak enthusiastically about a belief or idea in order to persuade other people to support it, a.k.a. hype it up, # beat that drum. But the thing is...
What does that have to do with what you were saying, where you were saying you didn't want to repeat something over again?
I needed to get that out of the way.
No, you're not understanding. You said beat the drum as if you didn't want to repeat the same thing.
Well, no, I'm saying like I didn't want to hype it up. I didn't want to overtly talk about it.
You are a weird person, Austin.
Yeah, beat my drum.
Yeah, see, Rich, you've heard that expression,
Yeah, that sounds very inappropriate, but continue.
Yeah. No, it's not. Oh, man.
I've never heard someone say that. I don't want to beat the drum.
I heard your podcast, man. Somebody was out behind the Best Buy and another guy was beating his drum. It was something else.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, Austin. What was you saying?
No, I mean, like, I don't know. I think for the most part, every EA game to this point, for the exception of Titanfall, given obvious reasons, has sold better on PS4. Battlefield numbers are fantastically more impressive on PlayStation 4 than they are on Xbox. So I think at the end of the day, it's not going to help maybe EA as much as they think. I do think they didn't necessarily pick the best partner for this.
They didn't pick the best partner. They tried to do it on both consoles. Sony said no.
Yeah, their thing is like all it is.
It had nothing to do with what EA wanted. EA wanted it on all consoles.
They don't want a direct competition to PlayStation Plus, and that's my point. Well, I'm saying in its current form, it's pretty lackluster. I'm getting a little tired of these indie games being released.
You should not have said that. You are about to get nasty comments left about you on.
No, you're about to get nasty comments in the video.
Let me say this.
Hold on, Charles.
The words, thoughts of Austin do not correlate with the coalition.com or hated greatness. Please do not attack me or them because of what he's saying. I love Sony. Continue, Austin.
There is this, and tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong, because I'm getting this vibe from the general.
Before you even start, Dragon's Crown is not an indie title.
No. I'm saying
put that out there.
I'm saying in reference to PlayStation 4 specifically. You're getting these fantastic releases like BioShock Infinite, Dead Space. You're getting these AAA releases on Vita and PS3, and people are a little irritated that I think for the most part you're just getting your PlayStation Plus incentives for the PS4 indie titles. I mean, I don't see why Neck shouldn't be on there at this point.
Oh, you didn't cross. Yep, you done done it now. Nope, don't agree with what you just said. Please don't attack me. I didn't say that.
I'm just saying, at the end of the day, the PlayStation Plus offerings on Vita and PS3 are significantly greater. And it's, obviously, these consoles have been out longer than the PS4. But, yeah, I mean, I don't get hyped about Towerfall Ascension. I'm going to be honest. I'm a little excited about that.
I'll say this. Not to beat the drum or anything.
Please stop saying that, damn.
The PlayStation Vita is not just PlayStation Plus stuff that isn't offering anything on Vita. Sony in general is not offering anything on Vita. So we can go ahead and cut that right on.
No, you see, you guys, what you're doing... I don't want to be attacked anymore. It gets tiring. You guys stop saying these things.
What can they argue? You know what? If they want to argue with me about the Vita, I will give you my address and you can attack me with every copy of a Vita game that you
have. Okay. He will not even be at his address. He'll be behind the local Best Buy. So look that up in relation. That's the target.
Well, hold on, Charles. You said it, so I got to say it before I run out of time. I'm pretty sure you'll get more bad reply emails than games that are actually on you.
Oh my God.
That is a pure fact.
Once again, let me reiterate, Hated Greatness does not agree with any of these comments being made about the Sony consoles in general. I love Sony.
To answer your immediate question, though, Charles.
All right, last comment.
I would very much like the ability to deal with the publisher directly. I'm not entirely sure that a service is the best way to do it, but I agree with Michael. I think EA Access, if you are an EA guy, is going to pay for itself in the long run.
Thank you. And that's all I was saying. I think it's unfortunate. I was going to say this thing and then I'm done. I think it's really unfortunate that Sony is denying their users this service. Because if this service was not worth it to them, they don't have to get it. Not everyone on Xbox is going to get this EA Access because a lot of people on Xbox might not play EA games or enough of them to warrant it. But for someone like me, honestly, when I do eventually get a PS4, I'm probably going to end up getting some games on the PS4 that are EA made. I would have got the EA Access on PS4 as well, just to double up on it. And it's really unfortunate to me that I can't do that because Sony is trying to say that, it's not a good service, but in actuality,
it's not a good value. It's not a good value for customers. And I agree with them.
But how is it not a good? But I am a customer that plays EA games. How is that not a good value for me?
From the bottom to the top, it is not a good value for customers.
Charles is beating that drum. Beat on, son. Beat on. Against that team.
I don't even want to talk anymore. That ruins it when you say that.
I'm just saying, like, for me and like, I mean, are we really gonna deny there's lots of people who play mostly, or if not, maybe even exclusively EA games?
Yeah, there are. I mean, there's people I know who play FIFA. There's people who only play Madden.
I know people who only play sports games. I know people who the only RPGs they play are EA RPGs. Like, EA makes lots of different types of games. Like,
whoa, EA makes RPG.
Well,
I hate you so much right now.
Well, hold on. Hold on a second. Now, how many games are on EA Access right now?
You get 4 for free for just signing up that you can play continuously for free. Battlefield, Peggle 2. What are the other ones? Is it? No, I don't think it's Plants vs. Zombies. What are the other 2 actually? Hold on, let me look this up.
I think it is Plants vs. Zombies.
Let me ask you a question. Is Titanfall on there?
Nope.
That is unacceptable. Bad service.
Yeah, because
I mean, come on now.
Who's still playing Titanfall? I'm curious.
I think the deal of the week though is like Titanfall for $25.
Yeah, Titanfall. You get the deal of the week with EX. You get Titanfall for $25 minus 10% if you are any obviously. So I mean, it's $22 basically.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Like, that's not a bad deal at all. Like, I'm not even a big Titanfall fan. I'm getting it. It's only $20-some bucks. Why not?
Yeah, Titanfall. That's right. That's interesting. Bad.
I'm just saying.
That is about the correct value for that game.
See what I'm saying? It works out.
Just for Titanfall, like, legitimately, that is about the correct value for it.
I don't think you'll ever play $60 for a multiplayer only game again.
I would, if the game is good enough. I don't. Gaming doesn't have to be exclusively multiplayer or single player, or have to have both. It's what if the game is complete and it's good, regardless of what type it is. I'm supporting it, point blank. I just like good games. I don't care if it's multiplayer or single player. I don't care if it's a hybrid of the two. Whatever. If it's good, I'm about it. My thing with Titanfall is when I looked at that game, I was like, I would be bored of that game in a week. I said that the first time I saw it. I was like, I would be bored of this game in a week. Why am I giving you $60?
Personal experience. Like, my bros switched over to PlayStation. Like, not switched over because I had a PlayStation. They chose PlayStation going from Xbox, and obviously Xbox Live isn't as game chat friendly as it is party chat focused these days. And it's, I don't know, it's an experience like that isn't as fun when it's solitary. That's just my 2 cents.
I suppose, but I mean, I'm just saying. I really think it's messed up that Sony isn't allowing people on PlayStation that are EA fans to get this service. I think that's really a slap in the face. People are going to attack me for saying that, and I agree. I think it's really going to hurt them. People are going to call me a fanboy or a hater. I'm not. I'm thinking of Sony gamers because I know people. I have cousins who only play PlayStation and they only play EA sports games. They can't get this service. They're going to be talking to me. I'm going to be playing FIFA and getting discounts and having a blast and playing it early. And they're going to be sitting there salty with their fish and chips, wondering why the fuck they can't do that. I'll just have to point at Sony.
Fish and chips.
Yeah, fish and chips. That's what it is.
Yes.
Don't question it.
I mean, what? You want me to say they eat haggis? They're not from Wales. They don't eat haggis.
So yeah, I mean that's all the topic. That's episode 86 for you. Any final thoughts, guys?
Can I say one last thing before you finish it? We've had a lot of laughs, but in all seriousness, a good friend of mine called me up this week, and I could tell he was obviously very distraught. And I think what we need to realize with the passing of Robin Williams is we didn't lose an actor or a film star, or just an actor or film star. We lost a person who had a passion for this medium as well. You know, he called me up and he said, you know, I've lost a fellow Legend of Zelda fan, and I think it's a testament to, you go back and you look at the early actors, and a lot of them, you know, kind of games never found that legitimization through audience, and it was kind of taboo back in the 80s to, you know, necessarily talk openly about the games you love just because it was such a niche industry. And Robin Williams loved games so much he called his daughter Zelda, named his daughter Zelda. So it's never good to lose one of your own. And but I'll always have much love and respect for Mr. Robin Williams.
Yeah, rest in peace to him. Charles, your final thoughts?
EA Access ain't shit.
Oh my God, I hate you right now. I hate you so much. Man. I can't express in words how much I dislike you. Why are you such a hater? Why?
No, save it. Save it for after dark.
You know what?
Save it
Here's
for
my
after
final
dark.
thought. Here's my final thought, and I'm not going to say anything else. EA Access will open the door to where things that we got for free as promotion for games that we will be paying full price for, whether it's 10% off to 20% off, whatever, we're going to have to pay for that stuff now. We are going to be paying for the promo for a game we're going to pay full price for, because other people are going to embrace this model when they see that EA Access just completely just robs people. And Microsoft people are used to getting robbed anyway, so of course they dove right into it.
Uh-oh. Whoa.
So that's my problem with EA Access. It's opening the door for us to, like, we're about to hit a digital age where we can like save money, and these EA Access type things are going to be taking that money that we save right back out of our pockets. So that's it. That's my last thing.
Unless you own a gaming PC. Okay.
Unless you own a PC, which I do. So bam.
Ouch.
I'm gonna upgrade my graphics card, get a Wii U, and call it a freaking life.
Wii U. Uh-oh.
Okay, Richard, any final thoughts?
Yeah, my final thought is, I'm very surprised. I still cannot get over how the reaction was to this Tomb Raider news. But I will say this. I'd like to give a special shout out to Phil Spencer, because I read his response to this stuff. And he came out and said Microsoft bought. They didn't buy the IP. They did a deal, of course, but he had nothing to do with it. So I got respect for him. And I hope that Microsoft does not, do so bad that they oust him out of his position, because he is the only bright spot that they have in that company right now.
I agree 100%. I agree. Honestly, a lot of people hate on Major Nelson. I like Major Nelson. I like Phil Spencer, and I like AC Bongos, the UK rep. Those three people right there, they make Microsoft for me. They represent the company in a positive light, and they do so in a way where it's like, I can tell that they genuinely like playing video games. So I agree. The way he handled that that's basically how you should handle it. Just come out and tell the truth.
Yeah, Michael A., what are your final thoughts?
Honestly, if you're taking more time to be on the internet to complain about video games than actually playing video games, reevaluate your life. If you have to be on the internet more to defend your console than you're on the internet killing people in a video game on your console, reevaluate your life. Because at the end of the day, you're supposed to be playing video games, not arguing all about them 24/7. With that said, Charles, you can kick rocks. I'm all about the EA Access program, and I hope companies that have enough games in their library do similar programs. I have no problem embracing the future.
You know what?
Yeah.
I would kick rocks, and it was a free thing to kick rocks, but maybe I should wait for the service to pay monthly so I can kick those rocks.
That doesn't
Rock
make sense.
microtransactions.
You're gonna kick. There's no digital rocks to kick, Charles. Shut up. That doesn't make any sense. What is wrong with you? Oh my God, you're just a hater. You know what? Some people have hate in their hearts, and it is not good for them to keep it there. Like a volcano, it has to erupt. So I understand. I understand. I hope that this alleviates the pain. For you to see someone like me who's a gamer getting such good deals and having a blast. Getting Battlefield 4 for free and the DLC for cheap. Somehow they're getting robbed. I don't understand that at all. But okay.
It probably still isn't even fixed yet.
It is. Did I and Austin not just tell you earlier that it is fixed?
I probably missed that through all the connection issues.
Wait. So it is fixed?
Yeah, it actually works now, like a functioning game.
So I guess now that that's fixed, they can actually now work on Battlefield Hardline.
No, but if you notice, that's why I was like, when they showed Hardline, I was like, I don't care. Battlefield 4 works now. Why would I play that game?
They need to revert Hardline back into the expansion pack that it was.
You said they need to revert Hardline. I just got Battlefield Soft Circle coming soon.
Since all of you are playing Battlefield 4 now and it actually works, how about you pay $20 for this Battlefield Hardline thing that we were gonna get $60 out of you for?
Why?
But now that we got EA access, we're all good.
Why do you dislike this EA?
No, I just don't like EA Access. I just told you why. It's legitimately
Okay, save that for the second round.
That'll be second round. And you can explain to me how me saving money for buying games that I'm going to buy anyway is me getting robbed.
Gamers Club.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Okay.
We'll shut it down.
I'd hate to beat the drum, but Austin.
Never again. That is not a saying. We're going to retire that. That is not a saying. I don't know why you guys keep saying that.
It's Cambridge saying.
Austin has one more thing to say, and then we're out.
Jesus Christ.
It's my dad always used to say the internet can be a terrible thing. It can be the worst of things, and at the same time, it can be the best of things. And we did touch briefly upon petitions, and I would like to stress the importance of one petition. In relation to Robin Williams, there is a drive to have Nintendo acknowledge him in a Legend of Zelda game as an NPC, and I think that would just be the greatest thing ever. So I'll rarely get behind petitions, but this one I think you should really check out. It'd be a fitting memorial for a great man. So thank you.
Well, Nintendo also need to mention a game for their console that's coming out soon. But
You need to hush. Why is this show full of so many haters? All you need to hush. I'm tired of this.
Jeez, Gary, that just undercut my entire last point.
damn.
You already knew Gary. He was waiting. As soon as you said Nintendo, he had that fireball charged. Man,
Seriously
put
though.
all his PX meter in that Hadouken. He was going to take chip damage. He did not care. He was just waiting.
Check it out. Robin Williams did a Zelda commercial for Ocarina of Time 3DS. He loved that series. He loved games. This is a great way for game developers to give one last thing back to them. So please keep that petition in mind.
Yes.
yeah, well said. All right, that was episode 86 of the Co-op Podcast. Make sure you check out the website, thecoalition.com. Subscribe to the newsletter. We're giving out free games, so yeah, subscribe.